Hi everyone, welcome to Wild Writing in the Time of Corona. It's reached one of those 7 days, so we're going to do something different. And today we're going to attempt, this is a first for me as well, we're going to attempt to write slam poetry. This is poetry which is intended to be read and said out loud. People do take part in poetry competitions, in poetry slams. And I've put some links to Harry Baker particularly, who is one of the, well, I think he's a champion slam poet, and his poetry is just amazing. Maybe the poem will have a little bit of rhyme in it. It doesn't particularly have a structure. And I think it's probably best to write about something you know, possibly to write about something which is right in front of you, or something which is on your mind. And I really think you have to kind of let yourself go with this one. It's quite interesting, the process. Do have a look at the videos, but I'm going to suggest today, there's no list of 6, there's no use this or use that. There's just an encouragement to think what the poem would sound like if it's out loud, if it's said out loud. So you have completely free rein. I know it's quite a challenge. I'm going to suggest that you pause the video in a moment, you listen to some of Harry Baker's, you think, right, what could I write a poem about? What could I write a poem that's a reasonably long poem about? What could I get maybe a little bit of kind of change of mood into, so it's a little bit more dramatic? Have a look as well at the Tom Hanks link that I posted, because his is quite interesting. Seeing somebody who's much older doing it, because I think it tends to be a genre for young people. But for the moment, I'm going to suggest you pause the video and you go and look at some others and have a go at writing yours. So today, I really am going to say best of luck, and have a go, and with your paper and your pen, and start. So, welcome back. I hope you got on well with it. I think it really is a challenge, and there's no problem at all if you found it, like too much to do. That's not my intention. Isn't to make you feel you can't do things. I want to try and make you feel you can do things. And I must admit, this is the first attempt I've ever had at doing this, and I was quite nervous about it because I listened to a lot, and I was hearing these lovely rhythms in some of them. I was hearing choruses. I was hearing all sorts of things. I thought, how do I do that? So I was sitting there at my table, looking out my window, and the rain was lashing down. And I looked at I could see some flowers through my window, and I could see the grass. And I thought, right, I'm going to write about that. This is what I wrote. I don't pretend that it's any good, but I'm going to read it to you out loud as I always do. But this time I'm going to be standing, and this time I'm going to imagine there's an audience out there with their little number thick cards, and they're going to put up however many points that I'm going to get at the end. So here we go. You'll have to excuse me not looking at you because I need to read because the writing's quite small. I love my garden, and my garden is wild. The grass out front is long and strong. It's surging through the moss. There's a clover patch, there's buttercups. Meanwhile, I look across the street. All the lawns are manicured. I mean, their nails are professionally trimmed, like sailors' regulation haircuts. Bright green grass stands up proud. My neighbours must look across at my garden and think, how is she allowed to let her grass grow? But it does. It wavers in the wind and rain, and blackbirds chirp above. I've always found a lawn a difficult thing to love. So I'm letting it revert to type. I'm practicing no mowing. Come birds and bees, do as you please, 'cause my garden, it's a growing. Beneath my neat little windows, those dark pink flower heads bloom. Valerian they're called. They've taken over the path. Like a battalion of rounded spears, they guard the house. Sparrows sit on their stems while I watch them through glass. Butterflies and bees come to drink and maybe think, this is fun. I looked up valerian, which follows me around. It's been in every place I live. I must tread its seeds into the ground. Its roots are good for anxiety, for helping you to sleep. So I watch it bobbing as the rain sweeps down. I love its sheer tenacity and the way it hides the ground. Guess that's what the plants do. The grass, the flowers, the weeds, they hide that clay or peat or earth where all our footsteps lead. From somewhere I found the courage to let my garden run wild. It's not mine really, I'm just loaning it, but I love to watch it grow. Neighbours buy fake grass, they concrete, they scarify, they have not a weed or a seed out of place. But me, I'm letting nature take over. This isn't any kind of a race. I love my garden, and my garden is wild. So that's my first attempt at a slam poem, and if I can do it, you can do it. So have fun. Please post me your results. I know you probably have to write them. If any of you are feeling adventurous, you could send them as a voice, as a recording. But have fun with this. And I said it was going to be different, and it certainly is. So I shall look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 78, when we will be a little bit more back to normal. But for today and slam poetry, have fun.